How you doing today? Happy Lord's Day to you. No, it's not Sunday. It's not Sunday. Every day is the Lord's Day. We need to recognize that. We need to recognize that the Lord is blessing us continually, and every day is the Lord's Day, and we need to thank Him continually for that reason. I'm here because I take a Friday night class, and it's a class that gives us some insight on evangelizing, gives us some insight on even preaching the word. And I was instructed to put together a sermon, but the sermon had to be less than 3 minutes in length. So I did that, and I wanted to share this sermon with the TV network, the New Testament TV network audience. So give me a minute. I just want to share this. All I wanted is maybe a couple minutes of your time. As I said, this sermon had only lasted 3 minutes. Actually, I got it done in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I might take a little more time this time, but I appreciate you giving me your ear and your eyes. So here's the sermon that. The sermon that is titled, "Have You Found the Right Foundation for Your Temple?" Out of this sermon, that I would like you guys to get out of it, that we must be sure to build our temples on the right foundation. Because without doing that, we can be thrown here and fold from any form of doctrine. So we must be wise and be sure to continually read the word and continue to be wise on how we build our foundation. Of course, the lesson is coming out of Matthew 7, verses 24 to 27. And this is a parable of Jesus. With Jesus, he compares a wise man and a foolish man. And he considers a wise man to be the man that hears his word and acts on it. He considers a foolish man to be the man that does not hear his word and does not act on it. Keyword act. It's not just hearing it, it's about acting on it as well. And he also compares that wise man to a man who builds his house on a foundation of rock. And he compares the foolish man to a man who builds his house on a foundation of sand. Of course, if we build our temple, our house, on a rock, that foundation of that solid rock, which we all know that solid rock is our dear Lord Jesus Christ. Once we do that, that temple, that house, our bodies, us, we will be able to withstand any winds or any storms that we may go through. If it's built on the sand, we will fall. Just point blank. It's built on any other form of doctrine or any other land other than that solid rock, it's going to fall. And brothers, what I want you to get out of this sermon is that not only we must be hearers of His word, but doers as well. Yeah, we can't allow anything to pull us astray. We can't allow anything to cause doubt in our mind. We must continually study His word. Because what we put in is what comes out. The more we study His word, the more fortified we become. We'll be able to handle storms. We'll be able to handle any winds of any doctrines that comes our way. Because that's the problem. It's a lot of false doctrine out there. And if we're not studied up, if we don't have that word in us, if we don't know the reason for our hope, it's very easy for that false doctrine to get into us and we fall astray. So family, it's so very important that we concentrate when we study, that we take our time in our day to read that word. We meditate on that word. We get understanding of that word. Not just read it and, well, I'm done. I done read my scripture for the day. No, that's not what it's about. We had to sit down, study, break that thing down. We got to, pull out that lexicon, get an understanding, figure out what the word said, its original meaning. Get the context, in proper context of everything, so we can get understanding. So we can be not only hearers, but doers, and be the doer that the Lord will have us to be. Thank you so much for this time. Follow us on YouTube. New Testament TV is a YouTube channel. We're collaborating with Church TV Network. Check us out. Love you guys. Be blessed.